On this edition, we go back to 2015, the first time an African team rode the Tour de France.
Today is one of the greatest days for me, for myself, and for the team. I think we make everything what we want. I was really feeling happy. It's really what we want for today.
We're in Colombia, exploring its culture and passion for cycling.
Te ha visto en esta carrera Oro y Paz, la felicidad de la gente que cuando te ve, o sea, no saben ni qué, tú no sabes ni cómo responderle porque te van con esa pasión y...
But first, we're with Team Cofidis Solution Crédit, looking back on their history. Had the Tour de France got underway in Nice at the end of June, one team would be marking its 24th consecutive start in the Grande Boucle. Luckily for that team and the rest of the cycling world, they only face a 2-month delay to the sport's showpiece event. For Cofidis Solution Crédit, 2020 marks a return to the World Tour level and a reminder of its past heritage as one of the top teams. With the likes of Guillaume Martin and Elia Viviani joining their ranks this season, the team will head to the Tour expecting good results. The swagger that accompanied its launch in 1997 could well be back.
Cyril Guimard, who had been the man who actually led Bernard Hinault to win his 5 Tour de France, who was, he was the big thing, the coach, the manager. He started this brand new outfit called Cofidis. It had all the appearance of a modern team with kind of a scientific approach. They had lots of money, and Cyril Guimard was the first person who said, "Well, in my recollection, I'm pretty sure this guy, Lance Armstrong, is a potential Tour de France winner," which something that nobody believed in. So obviously there was lots of excitement when they launched the team because you had these big names, this new approach, and. It seemed like it was going to be a great success story.
While Armstrong would never race in Cofidis colours, the first 7 years of the team proved rocky. Big signings rarely translated into big wins, and in 2004, Cofidis found themselves prime offenders in cycling's toxic culture.
You had Frank Vandenbroek, who at the time was winning lots of races, who underperformed a little bit with them, and then obviously came the shock afterwards of the Cofidis doping scandal. Guys being taken to the police station. I mean, it came after the Festina scandal, and all so it was part of these dreadful periods for cycling. After the doping scandal, they changed their general policy. It was not about hiring big names and trying to win the Tour or win a major stage race. It was more about trying to, breed new talent. David Moncoutier is a very good example of what Cofidis became.
David Moncoutier had joined the team in its first season and would prove a steady presence in a team fast scaling back its ambitions. After collecting multiple stage wins in the Tour, Moncoutier retired in 2012, and Cofidis went looking for their next talisman.
The last phase of their history, I suppose, was when they hired Nasser Bouhanni from Française des Jeux at the time. And for 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 seasons, they actually put all their efforts into winning races with Nasser Bouhanni. But you can't actually build a team around just mainly one rider. Now it's kind of they've gone full circle because the Cédric VASSEUR is now in charge. He was a rider with Cofidis. He made his first impression as a rider with Cofidis. He also went into infamy because of the Cofidis doping scandal, and his name was cleared. And now he's back as a manager.
Vasseur's first season in charge in 2018 proved a fractious one. Looking to mould the team to more of the World Tour structure, Vasseur signalled his intentions by unceremoniously dropping Nasser Bouhanni from that year's Tour de France team.
Nasser is a great rider, a great champion. The Tour de France is not a race where he really succeeded, because if you have a flashback at what he did in the Tour de France, the best place was fourth in a sprint.
So he's sometimes misjudged as a bad guy, a bad boy. And I'm not sure it's true. It's probably, you know, his personality is more complex than that. I think he's more a withdrawn character, and he's probably not entirely wrong in thinking he's misunderstood.
Boigny and Cofidis' relationship proved irreconcilable, and the sprinter left at the end of 2019. VASSEUR would go on to achieve his goal of returning Cofidis to the World Tour after 11 seasons. With new signings Elia Viviani and Guillaume Martin, this year Cofidis arguably have their best shot at a stage win at the Tour de France for the first time since 2008.
They're the example of a sponsor who never gave up. If only for that, I guess they deserve their place, because, you know, look at all the teams that, you know, have come and gone, and so it's in a way the loyalty of the name Cofidis and of Migraine to cycling probably deserves a little bit of that kind of reward.
In 2015, a team took to the start line of the Tour de France to make history. On day one in Utrecht, few knew just what an impact they would have on that year's race. After 7 years graduating through cycling's hierarchy, MTN-Qhubeka had finally achieved their goal of becoming the first African team to ride the Tour de France. To document their first tour experience, the team kept a video diary and captured the sights and sounds of their tour, although one sound in particular would stand out.
Yeah, I never saw these Eritreans before.
Eritrean support would prove a constant outside the team bus at every start and finish that year, as Daniel Tekla-Heimanot and Merhawi Kudus became the first riders from the cycling-obsessed African nation to tackle the Tour de France. The pair, unsurprisingly, were treated like heroes by their adoring fans.
I had a lot of messages from the fans, especially now I close everything like Twitter, Facebook, because so many messages I can't explain. Yesterday it was crazy day with wind and rain, everybody getting nervous, but I'm really excited.
The celebrations wouldn't end there for the Eritrean supporters, as Daniel Tekla-Heimanot secured the polka dot jersey on stage 6.
Today is, I think, is one of the greatest days for me, for myself, and for the team. So I think we make everything what we want. Yeah, I was really feeling happy. So the plan is really what we want for today. The team want to be in the break, so I was in the break and took the points. So on the podium for today is really excited and really happy for me today. I think it's making history already for today's stage. I think it's a bit pressure, you know, it's feeling something in myself, and yeah, of course, it's a big history for myself and from African team MTN-Qhubeka.
And Tekla-Heimanot would not be the only MTN-Qhubeka rider to reach the podium over the course of 3 weeks. The team's standout moment of the tour coming on stage 14.
It's just very emotional because so much has gone into it, really, and also the way it happened was pretty, I don't know, epic, I suppose. I don't know, it's a shock. It's just a shock.
Veteran Steve Cummings' win in Monde came in extraordinary fashion, and even more significantly on Mandela Day. By that point, the team had already exceeded all expectations. But inevitably, the toll of one of the world's toughest races started to show, with South African prospect Louis Meintjes forced out of the race ahead of stage 18.
Louis fell ill the morning of yesterday's stage. It was quite sudden. He started complaining of some stomach issues. And we thought he was well enough to start the stage. He was obviously still having a bit of trouble. I sort of half expected him to have to pull out during the stage, but he soldiered on and somehow made it all the way through the stage, which was pretty incredible. But by the time he got to the finish line, he was quite ill. He had severe abdominal pain and he was quite dehydrated as well. It was a big disappointment for the team as well. I mean, these 3 stages really would have suited him, and I imagine he would have been, on the attack today.
Spirits within the camp would remain high, however, and all 8 of the remaining riders would make it to Paris. After the final stage, the team could reflect on a groundbreaking Tour de France.
When we went through that arch and onto the cobbles, it was like seeing my wife walking down the aisle. It's the closest that I can explain the feeling that I had, and I'm really privileged to be able to experience that.
It was a dream come true just to be here at the Tour de France, and we'd achieved that, a massive objective and a massive dream and realize the dream to be here, and then to have the Tour de France that we had with the lofty goals that we set out for ourselves, a jersey, a stage win, and then to top it off with what we have done, and it seems like we couldn't do anything wrong.
Colombia is a nation that has changed cycling single-handedly. A place where its land and people seemingly live and breathe the sport. In 2018, inCycle travelled to South America for a spectacular week to capture the colour of the Oro y Paz race and to understand further Colombia's love affair with cycling.
Colombia es un país de montaña. Colombia es un país que tiene altitud. Colombia es un país que tiene diversidad de terrenos. También tiene un ímpetu idiosincrásico, que es que los deportistas quieren ser campeones. Y eso hay que aprovecharlo.
Llevo muchos años en el ciclismo, llevo 46 años como director, como técnico. Empecé a viajar con corredores a Europa en el año 80. En Europa, en esa época, podíamos decir que las carreras salían tranquilas, la parte plana, los primeros kilómetros. Y el colombiano, en la primer montañita que había, atacaba. A ellos no les gustaba, ¿no?
Acá se corre muy rápido todo el día. ¿Sí? En Europa se va a la fuga, se para un poco, se ve qué equipos están en difícil situación, quiénes son los que quieren la etapa o la competencia. Y claro, acá se va rápido todo el día, ¿ves?
¡Rigoberto! ¿Qué más, pues, mijito? ¿Bien o qué? ¿Cómo estamos?
Bueno, mi hijito es más o menos como lo llama uno la madre o el padre. Yo quería expresarle eso a mis seguidores, a todos, porque quiero que me vean muy cercanos. Entonces a todos les llamo mi hijo y ha funcionado muy bien. A la gente le encanta los mijitos, entonces los mijitos de Go Rigo Go, los mijitos de Rigo. Entonces me gusta porque es romper barreras.
Rigo se fue después de haber ganado la Vuelta al Porvenir. Corrió la Vuelta al Porvenir, que eran menores de 18 años. Y ahí ganó y se lo llevaron para Europa. Rigoberto empezó a llevar estos otros muchachos a Nao, pues a organizarlos en distintas partes a partir del 2010. Y ahí viene ya la historia nueva del ciclismo colombiano que tú conoces. Ya todo el mundo quiso dedicarse al ciclismo en Colombia, los jóvenes, y es increíble la cantidad de muchachos.
para saber de dónde es la génesis de todo eso. Valdría la pena conocer. La línea es un alto muy mítico colombiano. Ahí nació Lucho. Yo creo que si tú le preguntas a él, ¿dónde fue tu primera victoria? ¿Dónde te diste a conocer? Te va a decir el alto de la línea.
Fue en el clásico RCN del 81, cuando tuve la oportunidad de ganar una etapa en el clásico RCN. Prácticamente fue como una sorpresa para todos porque no me conocían y de pronto sabían de las condiciones que teníamos las cosas. Bueno, yo creo que es una de los puertos más duros que hay aquí en Colombia.
Una etapa mítica. Aquí han ganado vueltas a Colombia o han perdido, porque es una etapa muy difícil. Grandes escaladores han muerto acá. Los últimos 5 kilómetros son muy duros, con rampas del 12, 14%. Y la altura, que abajo estamos como a 1000, arriba estamos a 3200. Entonces no es fácil respirar arriba.
¿No? ¿Usted sabía algo de culinaria? Las arepas se colocan primero en la estufa para que se hacen por un lado, sí, para un lado, y luego se voltean para que se hacen por el otro.
El plan es hoy era ir a Salento a ver la llegada de la Oro y Paz, para ver a todos los ciclistas de la caravana World Tour, pero pues desafortunadamente cerraron la vía desde muy temprano y quedamos aquí atrapados.
No, todavía no. No, todavía no.
Que también podría contar por antecedentes.
Nos levantamos a las 4 o 5 de la mañana a poner el canal cuando hay carreras y pues hacerle barra y mucha fuerza a los colombianos.
Empecé a ver la carrera de Neiro Quintana, entonces pues sí, me encanta también, pero como te digo, yo he visto cómo la lucha Chris Froome y ese es el detalle.
Que los señores o las señoras que vayan a venir acá a la carrera de ciclismo, que no se den convencidos porque acá hay muchos trancones, pero ahí ya vamos a llegar a la carrera. ¡Hágale!
¿Usted cómo ve la carrera general para Colombia? En general, ¿cómo la ve mi general?
Mire, Cochise, primero déjeme decirle que usted es un hito, no solamente en el deporte, sino un hito para Colombia. Que Cochise fue campeón mundial de la hora, luego fue campeón mundial de los 4000 metros, o al contrario.
En Varese, sí, no, así es.
Fue el primer ciclista exportado
campeón mundial
a Italia.
El primero.
Entonces, por eso, toda esta historia que ha habido en torno al ciclismo la queremos revivir, se está reviviendo. ¿Cómo no sentirnos orgullosos de nuestros deportistas que cada día escriben el nombre de Colombia con mucha gloria y con mucho honor en cualquier país del mundo?
Y Cochise les abrió las puertas.
No, y lo seguimos queriendo, a usted no la cerraremos nunca.
Aquí en Colombia nosotros somos muy apasionados, la gente es muy apasionada y Colombia ha tenido una historia pesada, ha sido marcada por la violencia y todo. Entonces ahora con lo que está pasando con los deportistas, con los artistas, nosotros nos sentimos representados porque está mostrando algo más bonito, que es lo que queremos mostrar de Colombia. Te ha visto en esta carrera Oro y Paz la felicidad de la gente que cuando te ve, o sea, no saben ni qué, tú no sabes ni cómo responderle porque te van con esa pasión y dicen, no, te queremos. Mi equipo a veces lo ve y dice, uy, esta gente es demasiado contentos.
Pasa que el ciclismo socialmente es muy dinámico, o sea, creo que en todo hogar colombiano se nace con el tema del ciclismo. Pero es una particularidad y es que las carreras de ciclismo han salido de partes donde vulnerablemente la violencia o este tema todo de guerrilla ha estado permanentemente ahí. Y el ciclismo ha roto como esa barrera en que la gente salga a disfrutar de un evento ciclístico.
La Vuelta a Colombia, o sea, decía el recorrido como era, por dónde íbamos a pasar la línea, el páramo de Letras, y se sabía que en esas montañas habían grupos subversivos. La policía de Colombia siempre acompaña esta carrera. Había partes donde decían, hasta aquí no podemos subir, nos causa problemas, pero al ciclismo nunca le ponía problema la subversión. Como llevo tantos años en esto, siempre uno miraba y veía por allá que alzaban la mano, como saludaban de por allá, de lejos, de las montañas.
No sé si han corrido riesgos, entre comillas, no sé, si hemos sido de pronto como los que rompemos esa barrera y no sabemos qué nos puede pasar, pero hemos contribuido a eso, a que esa distancia en que no se puede ir allá, el ciclismo se ha podido ir. Le hemos también dejado a la sociedad que ellos interpreten qué es lo que hemos hecho con el deporte.
That's all for this week. Until next time, keep up to date with us on social media.